So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of quick information for you. Champions, let's party in fine style aboard the Sea Champion. Champions, let's party in fine style aboard the Sea Champion. Gather your crew and coolers and come. Boarding at the King's Wharf in San Fernando. For more information, call us on 399-5959-280-7512, or you can email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. Brown Eyes Promotion presents the all-white affair Cooler Cruise. It happens on Sunday, the 3rd of July, 2022, on board the luxurious Embassy Yacht. Boarding by the Port of Spain Waterfront, Ryson Road at 2 p.m. and sailing at 3 p.m. Music by Sensational Sammy, Dr. Ross, and guest DJ Selector Mafia. Advance tickets cost $200, pay more at the door. For more info on tickets, contact Romeo at 748-9335 or Sweet Vanilla at 793-7425. Remember, no oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. Yacht lovers, let's get ready to party on the luxurious Embassy Yacht. Yes, gather your crew and your coolers. So for more information, you can call us on 399-5959, 280-7512, or email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arpita Avenue, Woodbrook, and the Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall Tobago off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. And join Pastor Kelvin, Harry Narayan and friends for the Way, the Truth, the Life radio program Radio Ministry, a Church of Life ministry live on the street 909 FM every Sunday from 6:05 p.m. to 7 p.m. For further information, contact 686-3845 or 349-5178 or 342-7303. Tune into the street 909 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life. The Health Store being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp us at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
This is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
It's Friday!
Sharu. Where did the lady gone? The lady? Well, in the meantime, while we're waiting for the lady to return, and the lady has returned. In the meantime, I will take some of your calls. We'll take a call here. Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Hey, well, morning. Bruce, the Law Association is constituted under the Act of Parliament, right?
Right.
But the Law Association, the actual act itself, to read it in full for the explain. I do have it before me, and I don't want to say things that are maybe off with. So I just leave it at that. It's an act of Parliament. But the Law Association, and I remember I always telling earlier that the Constitution that they run under, something fundamentally wrong with that, because we are seeing lawyers who should be disciplined and not disciplined, and other lawyers who did less than those others who think they've been disciplined. Something has to be wrong. And on top of that, now, you have a large membership, and you only have a certain amount of people's members. How come? Are they reaching out to these lawyers and then, to put something in place that they could be a part of the thing, or is that an elite club, or why does always call them a boys club? The Law Association know that they couldn't remove the Chief Justice in the manner that they were trying to do it. They went to the executive. Now, there's a line between the judiciary and the executive. If to prevent politicians from having control of the judiciary. And because if you have that, if you have a government who have a big say and get directing through the judiciary for their own benefit, that is a serious problem. So the imaginary line keeps that on. But we all know that lawyers are connected to parties, and that's their fundamental right. There's a right to do so. But when you have lawyers poking hole in that line, or defense letters call it, defense just separates that, and using these holes to do the dirty political work, that's where the problem comes. Because you had a former AG and a former prime minister give themselves silk, and these people had no problem with that, right? You had a former AG went to the Privy Council that he gave himself silk and lied. And what did the Law Association say about anything? They didn't give him a warning, a letter, nothing. Even the law lords in England had a discomfort with what he did in England. So I always saying that the constitution that they govern them needs to be revamped, and I always saying that, and one of the best way to do it is to shut it down completely, put a caretaking president of the Law Association there, and they rewrite the constitution, and all these little loopholes that these aren't lawyers and them just use and get away from their system. It's a clock that, because it must have equality across the board. There are lawyers who wants to join, but there's a sort of a elitist club that, it's kind of thing. Even certain lawyers who want to get to the bar, you have a process to go through that. So I call on the Law Association to come clean with us. You can't come and tell me, based on that little dotishness there with the sitting AG here now, who himself was the head of the Law Association at one time too. I must put that in the mix. He was the head of the Law Association at one time. That the things that, you could clearly make the connections that the UNC is behind this. And I was glad that you already put it, because that is what I wanted to tell you yesterday. If you could get a list of people who voted for that, and you could see, you could make the connection that if they're supporting the dog whistle blow by Tamla Pasabisa. So they have to revamp that system in the Law Association, but it's heavy politicized, and it's too close into too close to the judiciary to have lawyers and them who connected with parties and using the little loopholes between the executives and the judiciary. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
You have any idea?
Hola. No.
How about next one here? Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning again.
Morning.
Yeah, but all that I wanted to say again, I doesn't like to be long on the radio, right? So all I saying is all of us are Indian. And I want them to know that they call themselves East Indian, but we are West Indian. So right now is the East versus the West, because that's how they want to put it. I know who will come out successful, but we are West Indian, and all they call themselves East Indian. Plural is West Indian, singular is West Indian, plural is West Indies. And I want to say good morning to Mr. Barataria.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. All right, so guys, it's 8:09 a.m. and remember, today is the 17th of June, 2022. If you're celebrating your birthday or your anniversary today, I say happy anniversary and happy birthday to all who are celebrating. Someone put this up in our Titans of Democracy chat, and I read it, and I say, this morning I want to share it with our listenership. And I want you to tell me if this is so true. So I want us to just move away from the regional armor, because we spoke about the whole issue from 6 this morning to 8. So I want us to go. I want you to just listen to this. And the question is asked at this time, and I find it's a relevant question. Why are blacks not wealthy? And I just feel today I want to just read this and deal with it. Excerpts from an interview with a Jewish leader about blacks. The interviewer: why are blacks so behind economically? The Jewish leader: the only thing blacks understand is consumption. Blacks do not understand the importance of creating and building wealth. The fundamental rule is to keep your money within your racial group. We, the Jews, build Jewish business, hire Jewish, buy Jewish, and spend Jewish. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is a basic rule blacks cannot comprehend and follow. He kills his fellow black daily instead of wanting to see his fellow blacks succeed. I want to read this over again. There is nothing wrong with that, but it's a basic rule blacks cannot comprehend and follow. He kills his fellow blacks daily instead of wanting to see his fellow blacks succeed. 93% of blacks killed in America are by other blacks, also in Trinidad. The story is not different in Africa. Their leaders steal from their people and send the money back to their colonial masters, from whom they borrow the same money from. Every successful black wants to spend his money in the country of his colonial masters. They go on holiday abroad, buy houses abroad, school abroad, go for medical treatment abroad, etc., instead of spending this money in their own country to benefit their people. Statistics show that the Jew's money exchanges hand 18 times before leaving his community, while for blacks, it is probably a maximum of 1, so even 0. Only 6% of blacks' money goes back into their community. This is why Jews are at the top and blacks are at the bottom of every ladder of society. Instead of buying Louis Vuitton, Hermes, expensive cars, shoes, houses, dresses, etc., blacks could industrialize Africa, build banks, and get rid of colonial institutions by putting them out of business. The interviewer: what is your thought on the failure of blacks after 150 years? Jewish leader: well, nothing is ever the black man's fault. His compulsive habit of killing his own to climb the economic ladder. Compulsive material consumption, tendency to bring down fellow blacks deemed successful or better disposed. His ability to build businesses or preserve wealth are usually somebody else's fault. Interviewer: so what can blacks do to liberate themselves? Jewish leader: blacks must take responsibility. Blacks must unite and vehemently fight corrupt leaders who run down their country and run to IMF as though IMF is Father Christmas. They need to look inwards or out, otherwise they will continuously remain economically colonialized and lose their place in history. What are your thoughts there, Bruce?
That seems to be so true. Eh?
I saw this. I read this 5 times before I said I'm going to share it this morning. I read it 5 times. 5 times. Over and over. When I first started to read it, I started to get vexed, and then I say, no. Read this with an open mind. And Trinidad and Tobago, what I read here? I want to hear what you have to say this morning.
Sean Felix.
Mm-hmm.
If I, how should I say, ply my business, can I say it like that?
Mm-hmm.
My own will try to beat down my price Every time. Every single time. They will go elsewhere and pay twice as much as I charge. That is one of the things. And that is the one that I hold very close because it has happened to me on so many different occasions. And the thing about it is, if it is we don't support each other, then nobody else will. And that's the reality of it. We don't want to support each other. We rather go by this one, we rather go by that one. But then again, to the next thing, on the next side of that is now, we need to make sure and give quality service. We can't have a business and it haphazard. You're doing work haphazard. When the people calling you, you're not answering your phone and all them sort of nonsense. You understand? We can't be doing business like that. If we want to do business, we have to be serious about the business that we're doing. If you respect your business, then people will respect your business. But, again, you know very well that you cannot do the plumbing job. You cannot do the electrical job. You cannot do the masonry job. But you're taking the people and their money, and then they can't find you.
I'm going to tell you this. There's an electrician guy. I ain't going to call his name yet. And I won't call his name. Because I've told myself, I will never, ever call him to do anything for me. And if I see him doing anything for anybody that I know, I'm going to stop and tell them why they shouldn't hire him. And he said something here. So true. Quality of service is most important.
Yep.
I had to call a gentleman with some cupboards. You took somebody's money, almost a year, to do some cupboards, to do the whole kitchen. They paid you off in full. Not a cupboard ever showed. Another aged lady called me about another cupboard issue. And she was getting the ring wrong. I don't even know if it ever come to an end. I don't even know if that ever happened. I'm saying this morning, what I read here, it is so true. It is so truthful. But I want to remind us too that when we open the business, we want to make $1 million in one day. And that too does be an issue. If we should cling together as business people, so that we can have buying privilege, that we can get, when you join together, you can buy it in a bulk, so that your price range will be best price and best quality. We wouldn't have that problem. Sometimes the middleman that we're buying from, he just top up the price, and then you have to put up your markup. I ain't saying no, you know. But sometimes we just bust the kind of price. And here we just say, well, all right, go somewhere else. And when we go somewhere else, we just get it for a cheaper price. I could eat little and live real long and let my pressure stay down. But I just read this morning because I tell you, after reading it 5 times over and over, it started playing in my mind. You hear what the Jewish tell us? Let me hear from 1 or 2 persons outside before we leave for today. The lines are open. I think you all can call me on 475-7426 because the 307, while we're hearing you, you're not hearing me when I talk back. But if you choose to call it, no problem. 3070930. I'm asking you to call in.
I want here.
Take it.
Caller, good morning.
Bruce and Sharon, morning.
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 Bruce, you know why I'm upset about you, bud? You hear me?
I'm listening.
You know why I'm upset about you, bud? You're leaving nothing for me to see.
Say again?
You're leaving nothing for me to see. You see this thing they call the phone, and you're not answering? Yeah? You're leaving nothing. All what you do, that's what I was saying. Stop. Be irresponsible and be responsible.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Thank you.
Punctual.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what we need in life.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Let me tell you this. You take a mason and a carpenter to work, and a job that could finish in 2 days, they will linger it on to go for weeks. To go for weeks. We have some of the best tradesmen.
Yep.
But our honesty doesn't make us look like the worst. And this morning, I'm reading this, not to chastise or to tell you anything bad, you know, but to tell you we need to check ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to check ourselves. We need to bind together. We need to be one another's keepers. We need to help grow our businesses.
Sure, right.
That if I don't have something, I could send you down the road to somebody else. You're selling on the street, and you might be selling the same thing, but you're trying to take away the customer from somebody who already done start to buy. All they start to work together now. If you selling panties and bras, you sell vests and socks. So we can have a chain line going down.
Yep.
So when I buy my panty and bra here, coming down, I go buy socks and vests, and I coming down, I go buy something else. We ain't doing that. Yes, Richie F. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, Richie F. and talk.
Right. Sharon and Bruce. Mr. Chance, thank you very much for the conversation you dealt with earlier. Right? Sharon, I hear you read something a while ago there, and you see anything dealing with black, I just feel like kind of waver because I love myself as a black man. I'm proud to be black. But I believe we as a people, we need to organize ourselves. I heard Bruce now saying, you know, as a businessman, our own, we want to beat down our prices, and you will go somewhere else and pay extra. And that is the problem we having with ourselves, Sharon and Bruce. Why we keep on being naive and stiff-necked to the truth? We are a peculiar people. But here we go, eh? This mental slavery that they inject in us, it remains, but we have to see ourselves as Africans. Is that why Miss Kamala Sosala Prasad could make that utterance? And people in Tobago try to justify who have the slave names. We need to organize ourselves as a people. Why are we not? The Indians have an organization, the Chinese have an organization, the Syrians have an organization, but the black people are fighting now each other every single time. Why can't we say, you are me, I am you? Why? What is the problem from doing that? And that is why we are what we are today. Check the lines. You know what's bothering me? Check the lines for the roti and the pilori. Check the lines for the KFC and the Chinese and whatever. How much line do you see? Long. for pilau, crab and dumpling. Let's name a few of our delicacies. How long is in line? Even Tobago is seen it too. Long lines in the sun for roti. And yet, they're calling us monkey and dogs and Oreos and sing out. And let's name a few. And now come and tell me now, I have a slave master name. Hey, the people, Trinidad and Tobago, African people, all here. Check on yourself and try our best to come together as one people. Anyway, I love to understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richie F. I hope that people understand what I just read here. And I just hope that it registered in your hearts. And let us try to change this aspect that people may have. Let's try to do that. You have any there, Bruce? I find you quiet, Bruce.
That touch a nerve, you know.
That touch a nerve in me this one. I tell you 5 times. 5 times I read this. 5 times.
Because you see, too, it's for me that still comes back to the utterances of Mrs. Pasabi Sessa, and then on top of that, somebody had sent me a video with what I would say is supposed to be a prominent, how should I say, black individual in our society, has a radio program right here on the street 909 FM, and listening for the first part of the video, listening to the individual talking about, long story short, Sharon, you're trying to justify that it was okay for her to say what she said, and
because you know why? Because we of ourselves have no respect for our own self. Good morning, Miss Gordon. Go ahead, Miss Gordon. Go ahead.
Right. Good morning.
Miss Gordon, good morning. Go ahead and talk.
All right, Sharon. I'm listening to you, and that topic is very close to my heart because there are various aspects of this. Hello?
Yes, you go ahead. The issue with the phone here is that I am not hearing, you are not hearing me, but I'm hearing you. So you go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
All right. The issue that you're raising there, there are various aspects there. So let me just raise 2 other aspects there. One is that all people have over the years been denied access to money in various ways. You go to the bank, you have a problem. Now you can go to the credit union and you have the opportunity. But we haven't taught our children about investing and saving. But on the other hand, I have had an experience, for example, where I hired a man that looked like me. And he told one of the employees, who he thought didn't look like me, that I'm a racist because I don't hire people of another race. And I called him and I said to him, we work in construction. You're coming down the highway, you see Kusa, you see Sierra, and you see, in those days, was Mukila Munan, extending the highway. Do you see anybody that looks like us working there except for the one woman who's carrying water? So if I don't insist and hire people who look like me, how will you get work? But the mere fact that he felt the need to make that statement tells you the basic problem that we have when we hire some of our own people. So it is that we have to become a little more conscious. And then there is a third aspect. I remember going to not a hardware, an auto parts shop. And the guy, because he looked like me, and his price was higher than another price. The price around the corner. And I said, how your price so much higher? And he told me that the wholesale price he was buying at from other people, that he was the price that they were selling retail to their own people. So in other words, you get the discrimination. You're coming on the highway, you stop. If you stop, and I've had the experience, you stop at a place where there is no price tag on it, and they give you one price. And you drive and you go back and you have somebody else, a friend of mine, who is an Indian, an East Indian, and she goes to the same person to buy, and she gets it at a cheaper price. So there is discrimination all around. And we as a people have to wake up and understand that if we don't stand in the long line to buy roti, but we stand in the long line to buy shack and bake from somebody who looks like us, and we eating something that is natural to us, then we're in a better place. And we will force other people who feel that they could tell us and do us whatever they want to sit up and take notice. Because if all of us stop buying one particular item, we ain't buying roti for the week, people's business want to crash. Other people's business want to crash. So let us become a little bit more conscious and understand where we are. Let us band together, join hands, and work to ensure that we not only survive, but we prosper. Thank you. Shut up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This thing is so deep, eh? 8:32 a.m. Trinidad and Tobago.
I want here.
8:32 a.m.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Again. Sorry. Yeah? I'm not here. I didn't realize that. That is why when the lady made the statement against Camille Robinson Regis and her, how to put that slave name, I asked the question, what are we doing? From that day, we are supposed to stop buy roti, stop purchase certain products that are created by certain people until we hear these people condemn this lady and she is removed. But no, we continue. So that is why I heard my guru talk about a petition, Mother.
Yeah.
When is that? And where is
It's
that?
online. It's online.
So you sign up and the march is on Wednesday?
Yes.
Right. So this is why I would like, I feel I would attend this one. Not I feel, I would be there on Wednesday. So I would like to sign up on this petition and let me see, because this is where we starting something. Now you understand what our gentleman now tell you? If we stop by roti for a week, some people business crash. But we ain't that. We ain't understand our economic power. So the only thing I could go along is to go along with this march here and see if we could bring some sense to this thing. Right? So let me see if we could sign up. Because a man tell me bring 100 already, you know, Sharon, and we go put it together. And so I'm going along with my guru and them on this one. So let me try something different, right?
I hear you.
For real.
For real. Thank you very much.
I don't know. That's why you see, Sharon, when I said, take the call.
Mr. Chance? Mr. Chance, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Felix. And thank you, Taria. And thank you, I think, Mrs. Gordon, to make the point. And that is why, Ms. Felix, we are making this point today. That is why the point we are making today is about we must stand together. And we must keep doing it. It's not going to be the other people. They had a challenge building up their thing as well, you know. So we have to fight. And what we're working towards is Sharon Felix and family, Bruce and sons. You know what we're working towards? Neville Chance and sons. Angie and family. Business, entrepreneurs. But we have to start somewhere. And the way we start is being together on an issue. And this issue, this slave master issue, is an ideal thing because it has hit the world. It's an ideal thing for us to hold on to and move with it. And this is going to spur us into other directions as we talk and we communicate. And that is why this is important. I like the way you all are saying how important it is for us. Because the development from this is to get into business, to become entrepreneurs. As the caller just now called and talk about getting money in the bank and all of that. We must have purchasing power. And the way we do that is to hold on to what we are. Hold on to our people and together. And here is this opportunity. So I invite people. Barataria, the petition is online. It's still there. And on Wednesday, when there is going to be out there. That's a petition too, you know. That a petition takes different forms. That's a petition. Let us come out and let our voice be heard. And let us remember what Neil Miller says. If you do not speak out, one day you'll be alone. And there'll be nobody to speak for you. Thank you very much for seeing us.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago. Interesting this morning. Interesting, and I want to thank Mr. Prime for putting this up. This really opened my eyes this morning a little wider. You know, I have kind of little shiny eyes when I'm ready. So it opened my eyes up a little wider. And I think we need to have some discussions among ourselves. It is important. It's important. Really important. So guys, it's 8:38 a.m. We're getting ready to leave in a short while. Let me take the opportunity to thank all of our listeners and viewers, callers, chatters, all of you here. I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. As I told you, and I will say, I have no racial bones in my body. I am mixed. I had 2 East Indian sisters. My father was Spanish, Portuguese. His father was from one of those Portuguese countries. I forget how they call it. So I can't be racial. And I want the racial conversation to stop. Because we are all Trinidad and Tobagonians at the end of the day. And if we continue like that and say nothing, then we will all fall into the same category, or you all will fall into the same category one day. Because you have to remember, everything is a circle in life, and what goes around comes around.
And it's a vicious circle at that. It don't turn easy.
So we want to know and to understand what we're telling our children. And if we do not, explain to them, we'll continue to have a hostile environment. We will. Because I am saying to you this morning, if as an African, especially a politician, will have made a statement interfering with any race other than the African race, they'd have come out in the numbers. Right?
And let's just
they want an apology. They want this, they want that, they want the other.
You don't see nobody there making an excuse saying, like small thing, only 10 skin there. You don't see nobody doing that. But with we, right, with us, one of us could jump out and say, no, you're studying that, so what about this and what about that? So you're trying to justify. Try nothing real about me, you know. That thing real about me, you know. You're trying to justify what was said. You really for real? For my part, you going to an all new low.
All? You going real low? There is no justification to that. Let me tell you this. I don't know about other people, but I know on this program, and I know what I stand for. I am saying, if I say to you, I call your whole name, I didn't call your name, I didn't need to know racist conversation, no religious conversation. I call your whole government name. I ask a question, and you turn to a racial answer, not understanding what black people went through in this place under a slave master, and to bring back that memory. Come on, we could do better than that. And some of us decide to stay quiet, or some who voicing their opinion is saying that they have no problem. Because let me tell you why they have no problem. I know they could chastise me. I don't care. I like to talk what I have on my mind and my conscience in a respectable way. You see, half all you who eating our food, watch the people who coming out to defend and say they see nothing wrong with that. I want you to pay attention to the people. Because hear what? Bruce, get back and put it up for me now. Watch the person who was collecting the blows, and watch the man who was giving it. We will not get away from that syndrome.
Everything free.
No way. We would not get away from that syndrome. Because we don't think highly of ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. How do you expect any other race to respect you? I tell all you, I read this thing 5 times. And this thing play with me. Play with my head. I lie down to go back to sleep and I say, nah. This thing playing with my head over and over. There comes a time when you have to say enough is enough. And we have to discourage that kind of behavior. Because at the end of the day, the blood running through our veins is the same color. I never see black blood and white blood yet. I never see East Indian blood and African blood and Chinese blood and Syrian blood. It's 8:44 a.m. Hey, you find it?
Yeah.
I have to remind you all. Log on to the YouTube and Facebook. I have to remind you. Ain't no lying, Ain't no lying. It's a serious case.
I want to hear you say your name.
No lying.
Your name is Toby. What's your
I want
name?
you to pay attention. Watch to see. who is collecting the blows and
I
who
want to
giving
hear
it.
you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Gunther.
Lord God, help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead. Yeah.
What's your man written in the book?
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you?
So for you to
Say
make
your
a
name.
statement like that, and for people to see it and see nothing wrong with that. For you to say you ain't see nothing wrong with that. And let me say this too. We just forget real quick. We just forget real quick, but I want to remind some people. When death around the corner, he doesn't care where you get help from. Remember the people who just stand up to help you. And today you have mouth to cuss them same people. But don't worry, time longer than twine. It will come again, where you may need help again. And the same people where you're cussing, and the same people where you're trying to denigrate and treat them in the worst manner, you might beg for the help again. But them people might turn their back on you. Remember that. Don't forget. Because the same people who you trying to sing about and sing for, the person who's sitting down next to you couldn't help you in no form, no fashion. No way they could have helped you. In no form or fashion. I want you to remember that. And you know what you do? You will sit down there and allow that person to say the worst sort of things about the one person who ran up and down to help you and came to your aid, and you find nothing is wrong with it. I just wanted to say that. It was on my mind to say for a long time. You know who I'm talking about. You know yourself. You know yourself. But I tell you, time longer than twine. But we just forget. And when we start to see trouble, we just remember. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I know see obituary here.
Go ahead.
Let's see if I could do it quick. The Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Eric Matthew Cabrera, who departed this life at the age of 65 years on Friday, the 3rd of June 2022 at the Point Fortin Hospital, Point Fortin. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Victor and Louisa Cabrera, brother of MacDonald, Don, Pele, Garvin of the USA, Claudette Wickham, Yolanda Daniel, Ingrid, Cheryl and Beverly Cabrera of the USA, nephew of Annis Francis, Uncle Bernard, and Errol Francis and Anne Batiste, uncle of 16, great uncle of 23, cousin of many, in-law of Maud Cabrera of the USA, Joan Cabrera, Vern Regault, Foster Wickham, and Rudy Daniel, relative of many, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Eric Matthew Cabrera, aka Jabba Mushi, will take place on Friday, the 17th of June 2022 at 2 p.m. at the Restoration City Church, Somai Trace, Capdeville, Point Fortin, thence to the Point Fortin Cemetery. The funeral service will be streaming live on Facebook on Elite Funeral Homes Limited Facebook page. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462. Here's Sharon.
All right, so guys, we're getting ready to leave.
Yes,
yeah. Getting ready to leave. And again, I want to thank everyone who would have made their comment. I want to thank all of you who would have come on the chat, the live stream, and continue to share the live. Thank you so much this morning. This thing rattled me. It moved me. But it will not deter me from what I'm here to do. So guys, up next is Google. Then we have the VNR show and Aisha Wells this afternoon. And on Sunday, it's Dominic Turner. Monday's a holiday. You should hear from me on Monday, please, God. Yeah? So Trinidad and Tobago, let us be safe. And Lord, I pray that the monkeypox stay very long to come to Trinidad. I beg you only, please. Oh God. Don't let it reach you now. Okay. So guys, I'm out of here. How much more time we have?
Just under a minute.
I'm out of here. Be good, be safe, be productive. People, let's build a body so that we can help our own selves. Yeah? Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.